Right, hello everyone. Welcome to our Kelly stream for PRF1 Friday night. We've got a full qualifying session followed by 29 laps for our race here in Australia. So that's full qualifying followed by 50% race. I thought we were going. I think something's happened. I don't think somebody selected their car or something. Oh no, we've got somebody in spectator mode. Rapid Pajala, if you're listening, you're in spectator mode for some reason. You need to select your car. For your home Grand Prix as well, man. Come on. I was all geared up, ready to go then as well. Damn, man. Moose says he's probably, being Australian, he's probably gone to the toilet and massive snakes taking the life of Pajala, rest in peace. Or it could be a sneaky little spider, Hambo. Oh god, no, don't do that to myself. Proper arachnophobic. So, how many party am I? Oh, I didn't kick myself out of my party. There we go, now I'm in party. Kick me out of my own party, how dare it? That's terrible. Well, that's the thing, he's actually selected spectator, so can he still select a car in qualifying? Obviously, if somebody... he's just come out of spectator, he must be back with us. Pajala's safe, he hasn't been taken by a huge snake. And he's in his Williams, so now we can get moving. So then, we're about to get going. It looks like we got 18 on the grid tonight, which is a nice amount. One or two, I think we've got one free seat at the moment, actually. And just one other not able to make it. Which, looking down, is it Greza? I think it might be Greza. I can't see Greza on there. It's a shame. So, see if you tuned in now. Welcome, guys, and thanks for tuning in. We're just coming into qualifying one then, so all eyes on the guys trying to get through. I have to say, I'm going to mention at this point, I just nipped into the practice lobby before the race. I was a bit bored, so I thought I'd do a few laps, and I've got to say, Hambo put in a most ridiculous practice lap on the soft tyres, a 120.9 in practice. Was way faster than anyone else, I believe. Unless it changed after I left, I believe Spreader, who's his closest championship rival, was closest to him. And then it was myself when I left, but as I say, others were setting laps, so it could have changed. That was a monster lap for practice. So it's dry. That's a good start. Which it is Australia. It's generally dry. When it does rain, it doesn't have rain, does it? So don't need tyres for this one. Excellent. Right then. Who's going to act first? Oh, it's dry. It is a bit dark, isn't it? Was that a Ferrari I just saw come out? It looked like a Ferrari. I think just caught the side of it, though. It's definitely a Ferrari, but which one? Is it Ghost Rider or Lennon? Looks like it's Lennon, but it won't switch to him. Why won't it switch to him? Okay. That's weird. Ah, thank you. I've never had that happen before, that was a bit weird. Okay, so Lennon is first out the garage in the Ferrari. He's going to set our target time for Q1. And we'll see what sort of time people are going to have to hit in order to get through. But it definitely does look dark in the sky. So whether we're going to be expecting any rain or not. It's a tough track in wet. Street circuit anyway, so it's not the easiest of circuits as it is, but it's definitely a tough track in the wet. Just on the outlap at the moment, doing a reasonable pace on his outlap, just keep the tire temperatures up. As he comes in to the final corner, then the first corner that matters for your hot lap. Should take a good pace over the line. So here we go, the first hot lap of the evening will be in a Ferrari. It's a beautiful sight on track, the red Ferraris. Just looking down the names, yeah, I was right, it's Greza that's not with us tonight. Unless he's joining a bit later on. So then Lennon. It's all looked pretty tidy from Lennon so far, has to be said. No issues. It's close to the wall but doesn't touch it. Comes round for the horrible S. Everybody loves to hate. Doesn't invalidate, keeps it all nice, it's pretty tidy through there. It's looking like a decent lap from Lennon to get us underway. Didn't use much of the exit curb there, so there's a bit of time left in the lap. We expect a bit of time in a way, people just getting that sort of safe lap in first. So he crosses the line to a 1:25.7 to give us a target. His teammate is actually behind him, but he's on an out lap. Okay. Who else we got then? Hambo's in the pits, that's the other Red Bull. That's Big D, who is on a lap, but he's invalidated. Will, I think... Well, I think it's Goomba, actually, yeah. So Goomba's just coming up to the line. And Goomba does 1:26.2, puts in P2 for the minute. Let's go to Red Bull, who's invalidated. Okay. I believe Demon's on his way over the line, but he's invalidated as well. In that case, let's go to Will then. We know he's on a hot lap. So usually pretty fast as Will. Comes into the final few corners. Horrible hairpin. So little traction out of that hairpin. Got to be careful. And he crosses the line on a 1:28.7. So everyone looking like they're just getting used to the track a little bit here. And then pits, although he was actually 3/10 up. Ghost Rider in the other Ferrari. Opens up the DRS and aims for the line. And it's a bit better then. So 1:23.6 from Ghost Rider. Means that Ferrari currently lie on P1 and P2. Let's go to Big D in the Red Bull. He's on his way towards the line. That's a 1:23.5, putting Red Bull to the top of the standings for now. Demon going slow. Dark Lord, where's Dark Lord? Yep, just coming around to finish the lap as well. As Red Bull goes quickest now in the McLaren. 22.4. That's up the stakes a bit. And Dark Lord crossed the line on a 24 flat. So that's P4. It's not a huge surprise at a track like this to see some quite big variations in the timings, to be fair. It's a difficult track, is Australia. So Raratron then is on his first hot lap. So both Haas actually on a hot lap. This Raratron's the first one, or the furthest around the track, so we'll stick with him. So comes through that horrible S that I mentioned. Back in, doesn't use any curb on the exit. Again, showing there's probably a bit more time. Again there, doesn't use any curb on exit. So he's definitely got more time in sector 3. There's a Red Bull off there. Hambo's still in the pit, so that must be Big D. That is Raratron then going P6. Let's go to the other Haas. Of Frozen. Just in through the final corner now. Opens up the DRS. And he comes across the line to a 23.2. Puts him up into P3. Nice lap from Frozen. As opposed to Raratron's was a 24.5. So, got a big gap between them. Let's go to Gazelle on his first outing. In the Alpha Tauri, so what can he do for the Alpha team? Going into the final 4 corners now. 3 corners even. And round 2, open up the entry onto the final corner. Opens up the DRS, looking around about a 23 I think. Yep, 23.1 for Gazelle, puts in P3 for the moment. Let's see who else did Rara carry on. Oh, he's Rara spun out of the final corner. Ooh, that could have been end of qualifying, because when you spin off of that exit curb, it will quite easily throw you across into the wall of the pit lane. But he lives to fight another day. As it stands right now, comfortably through, but a lot of drivers yet to set laps, so we haven't seen a lap from Raven, Hambo, Dart Mark, Spreader. There were 4 of the quickest in the race. Clem as well, Cubal, both quick drivers as well, so do we have anybody then? Let's go to Bajala on his own race. Once he found his way out of spectator mode and we got going, we're going to see a lap from him. Currently his PB is a 25.6, so looking to improve on that. I think the guys in that sort of time range are going to be the ones that are in a bit of trouble come the end of the session. They'll need to improve from those. Bajala does by 1.4 seconds, goes up to 24.2. Incredibly only moves him up 1 position, but a big improvement time-wise. So may see him through. Let's go to the McLaren of Fatal Defiance. See if Fatal can improve and try and get the second McLaren through. Teammate currently fastest in the session on 22.4. So doesn't need to be matching that, just needs to get through. But he's into the pits, so he's going to have a bit of pressure on later on. Let's go to... who's furthest round? Yeah, let's go to Raven then. Master Raven in the Alpha. Romeo. Oh, sorry, we lost a Ferrari as well. I hadn't noticed that. Lennon is out. 25.7. So, Master Raven about to cross the line. Looks like it's going to be about 22.5. There we go, 22.5. Puts in P2. Let's go to Hambo. As I said, in practice did a 120.9. So you would think getting through Q1 would be a bit of a breeze for him. That sort of pace that he's shown. Comes through the hairpin, short shifts up to 4th to get the extra traction around the final corner. Opens it all up, and he's going to come across the line on a 21.6 and goes fastest of the session by 9 tenths. Dark Mark, Spreader, Cuba all on outlaps now. Let's take a look at Gumba. He's just started a lap. Coming up to the back of Hambo. I'm sure Hambo will be aware. Yep, completely out of the way, look. Let's ride on board with Goomba for this lap and get a good view of the Australian circuit. Difficult track. So, hey Aaron, thanks for joining, mate. Come on, Dark Mark. Oh, and I've just noticed we're suddenly up to 20 drivers. Noodle Neck has joined us. Who's the other one then? Must have been Cue Ball, was it? I think. So let's ride with Goomba through the S's. As you can see, not happy enough to put the power down on the exit part of the S. Maybe don't need to do that in Q1. Later in qualifying, you probably see the drivers trying to do that, particularly in Q3. You got nothing to lose. Goomba comes on to the final straight then. Looks like a decent lap from Goomba. I think he's going to improve. Does indeed by half a second. Goes P9 on a 23.7. Let's go then to... Oh, Master Spread is indeed just coming around the final corner. Spreader crosses the line to a 22.7. Puts him P5. Dark Mark is a little bit earlier in the lap, but let's go with Dark Mark then. See what he can do in the other AlphaTauri. Teammate has retired out in the pits. He's happy with what he's done on the 23.1. Currently sitting in P6. Ghost Rider. Ah, it's that S section in it, mate. It's so dangerous putting the power down on exit, but that's what you got to do to get the fast times. But is it worth doing it in Q1 and Q2 if you can get through without doing it? And then obviously in Q3 maybe get a lap in and then just do it in a way on the final lap if you hit the wall. It doesn't matter. Well, surprisingly then, Dark Mark pits. Let's go to Cue Ball. No, Cue Ball's invalidated. Have we got anybody else? Fatal Defiance maybe? No. He's 6.2 down in the first sector. And Big D is down in the first sector, so he's getting close to the end of the second sector, so here he is. So he's gained a bit of time in the second sector actually. He was 3/10 down, but he's now quarter of a second down. So we may as well stick with him. I'm not sure that any other... Oh, Hambo's gone quicker again. He's done an extra lap and he's gone 21.1. It's only 2/10 off the time I mentioned in qualifying. Into the pits comes Big D. Let's go to... Oh, Clem's invalidated. So, Noodle Neck on a lap. Cue Ball's invalidated. So yeah, let's ride with Noodle Neck then. These guys... Well, Noodle Neck was a bit late joining the lobby, so a bit different. But these guys who haven't got times on the board yet put a bit of pressure on themselves. Only a few minutes left in quali. At the moment, I'm trying to work out which would be the target time. So we lose 5 drivers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like a 24 flat by Rarasron is the target really to beat. As Noodle Neck crosses the line on a 24.3, that puts him P15 and in danger still. Clem is invalidated. Cue Ball's on a lap. Let's see where Cue Ball can go. Driver I'd expect to get through really. Let's see the Alfa Romeo's doing well. I'm just going to put this out there, but they haven't scored a point since I took over comms, so... Sorry, Master Raven, but they haven't, so, you know. Oh, and Cue Ball just invalidated on that right-hander, just a bit too much exit curb. So no, Clem's invalidated. These guys are in genuine trouble now. Spread her out there again. Looks like he's driving slow. Dark Lord. Yep, he's on a time. He's a couple of attempts up in the second sector. Currently on the 24 flat. That was the driver I was looking at as the target. No, it wasn't. Raratron was, but currently on for improving. If he can get ahead of Will, I think he's safe. Could put Will into a little bit of trouble. Definitely put Raratron in trouble. Dark Lord then comes across the line now to register a 23.8. So it does improve by just over 2 attempts. Goes ahead of Raratron. I think Raratron could be in trouble. Let's just go. Noodle Neck's not improving, so that's one that's not going to be able to do anything. Fatal Defiance is slightly up in Sector 2. Let's see if he improves in Sector 3. So he improves by 1.5 attempts, but not enough to get himself out the drop zone. Who we got? Yeah, Dark Mark is on his way. Is that Cue Ball though? Is about to cross the line. So Cue Ball crosses the line and goes P13. Dark Mark into the final corner. He goes P6, so that knocks Pajala out, although Pajala is on track. Clem, where is he? He's just in Sector 2 at the moment, Clem. Where's Pajala? Pajala's a bit ahead of him, so let's go to Pajala, who's into Sector 3. So Pajala into the final couple of corners. Is that a little lock up there? Looks a little bit of smoke. Nicely through the final corner. Can he improve enough? 23.8, it's a 4/10 improvement, puts him up to P12 and Pajala's through. Raratron is out. Noodle Neck is out. Fatal Defiance is out, he's going slow. Clem crosses the line and goes P7, so Cue Ball is out, so he's going slow. So that's a surprise. We've lost Cue Ball and we've lost Raratron, as well as Noodle Neck. Fatal Defiance. Obviously, Lennon crashed earlier in the session, so wasn't able to improve his time. But some surprise. Well, yeah, surprises there. To be honest, I'm looking through this film thinking they'd all be a surprise, and I suppose somebody has to go out in for a session. Pajala keeps up his recent qualifying form, though, getting through. The last 3 races, I believe twice he's gotten into Q3. So let's see if he can do that again in the final session. In this next session, we're just waiting for Cue Ball, who's just coming round, finishing off his lap. Everybody else is finished. Is he going to cross the line or drive in the pits? He's going to drive in the pits. Just wait for his car to be put away. No, you're right, Aaron. Not a lot of people do like this track. I went. I don't know if they updated this track or something, and all the time trial times disappeared. I can remember doing a time in time trial and going. I think it was 463rd globally, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's like easily the highest I've ever got." And on any track, and then I looked about a month later, and I dropped down to about 3,000 or something like that. Got back to it and improved it back again, but not up to as high as I was before though. But to top 4% seems to be my sort of limit. In a way, there's our confirmation then. So Hambo, as he was in the free practice beforehand, looking mighty quick around here. Confirmation that we've lost Lennon, Fatal Defiance, Noodle Neck, Raratron, and Cue Ball. So 1 Alpha, Romeo, 1 Haas, 1 Merc, 1 McLaren and 1 Ferrari. Let's just check the incidents on the race director, just in case the stewards need them. I'm sure they won't, especially not qualifying ones, but always good to check. Yeah, you're right, not many like Japan either. I like Japan. Although I didn't like it on Tuesday. I spun and ended up 30 seconds, last by 30 seconds. That was great fun. But ended up 11, just outside the points, just missed out. So, no, was that Tuesday? No, it was Wednesday. What am I talking about? When Tuesday was Wednesday. My apologies. Another league I'm in. Top 10,000 for Japan, which you're happy with? Yeah. Well, there's a lot of players, mate. So top 10,000 is still in the quick range at any track, to be fair. So they've all got sort of at least 70,000 people have done each track, haven't they? And some have got over 100,000. And so looking forward, I'm hoping. I've pre-ordered the 22 version. I'm going to try and be the very first to do a time trial. I'm going to pick like a random back track somewhere sort of later on in the calendar, and then see if I can be first to do a time trial, and then screenshot it when it comes up first. Oh wow, that was harsh. I can't even remember what happened on Tuesday. I can't even remember what track we did, mate. What track did we do on Tuesday? We did Japan, did we? Oh wow. Well, I can't have done. Oh, that's right. No, I was right. Japan was Tuesday. Wednesday was Brazil, and that went equally as bad. We got drive-through under safety car when I was running in P5, in an Alpine in realistic as well. But never mind, we're on to Friday. It's a complete different kettle of fish. And Pajala, his home Grand Prix, is first out in Q2, and he's going to set his first lap on the mediums. So, going to be interesting. I'm not actually sure what strategy people might use around here. One thing I do know is the hards work well around Australia, so they're definitely a possible tyre for tonight for people. But if I remember correctly, the softs are very, very quick compared to the other tyres, but don't last very long at all. The mediums go a decent distance and are probably the best race tyre. But if a safety car comes out at the right time, you've got to take the risk and change to hards, I think. Some people just don't like using the hard tyres, so some might prefer to go to mediums and just try and push the tyre beyond where it's supposed to go, really. So, Jala then, what sort of time can he lay down as a target? Going by that last session, I think our target sort of time in this session to get through is going to be in the lower 23s, maybe 23.3, somewhere around that. Jala then comes across the line, 25 flat on the mediums. So yeah, I'm sure there's a big difference between the mediums and the softs time-wise, so you may end up having all top 10 runners being soft runners. Apart from maybe the likes of Hambo and Raven and Master Spread and etc. As Gazelle goes quickest now on a 23. So just go the other Red Bull. Just Hambo is just coming around. He's setting the time on the softs. Get the details up because I can't see anything. He goes P2 on a 23.3. That's not a. I can actually tell you that's not a proper lap from Hambo. What I suspect he's done is just set a sighter lap using the softs from Q1, and you'll see him out on the mediums next. The McLaren of Red Bull is about to cross the line. And he goes P5 on a 25.2. Again, that's probably on the softs used in Q1. Who was that? Somebody just jumped up. Ghost Rider, I think that was, on a 24.7. No, it wasn't. It was Will or Dart Lord. Anyway, we're with Frozen now in the Haas, who's just coming round to finish the lap. Frozen crosses the line on a 24 flat, puts in P3. That's respectable on the mediums. Clem, always invalidated, just coming around the final corner, but he's on the softs, so it's not so bad. Looks like Gumba's. It looked like he tried to go again, but was a 10th down in sector 2. So he's back into the pits. Clem then has restarted the lap, so let's ride with him. As from what I can tell from the graphic on the screen, he's the only one on a hot lap. Although there's probably one or two others. According to my graphic, he's gone purple in the first sector. Give me that anyway. Let's ride on board with him. Yellow flags are out. That is a car crashed, I believe, up ahead. That is Will. But not out. Will's not retired. I think he was just holding there until the Aston Martin got past. A little bit tentative through there from Clem. A bit better through there, or didn't use any exit curb. Final corner. Flies out the final corner then, and what sort of time are we going to see from Clem? It looks pretty decent. It's a 22.7, so it goes fastest at the moment. He's used those laps, those softs for 2 laps though. We're all going slow as he come in. We're going for another lap. He's coming in. Oh yes, we saw him. Well, we saw that he crashed, didn't we? So, right, Gazelle, he's in as well. Clem's obviously going to come in after that lap. So we're looking now really at the guys who are on out laps. So who's the furthest around? It's either Big D or... Yeah, Big D's the furthest around on an out lap, so let's go to him. Nearly binned it on the pit straight. What, out of the final corner, Ghost Rider, or just literally on the straight? So... Be getting close to the end of his out lap. Will start his hot lap on the mediums now. So his sighter time that he did was a 25.2. So let's see what he can do on the mediums. Clearly wants to get through on the mediums. The Red Bull. So here we go then. We'll stick to the onboard cam and actually watch him round a lap. So down to 4th on the first corner. Exit speed decent. Comes up to the what is a hairpin. It's a, well, kind of it's a semi-hairpin, you could call it, I suppose. Sticks in third around there. I don't know if that was flat out or not. It looked like, it sounded like he maybe just ever so slightly left-ed. Demon stays well out of the way of him. You can see what looks like a Haas up ahead. It's not a Haas, I think it's an AlphaTauri actually. Just coming up to. AlphaTauri's going through the S's now. So what's he like in the S's? He's run a bit wide on the first part of the S. The exit wasn't too bad, but the first part of the S was definitely ran a bit wide. Nice through there. So going through there. Does he short shift, same as Hambo? He only short shift to third. So in a way, heading for an improvement regardless. So it's a 24-2, put some P6 on the mediums for now. Gumba coming towards the end of his lap. I think Master Spread might actually be ahead on track, so I'll keep an eye on Master Spread. I think it's about to jump up. Yeah, it goes fastest on a 22-1 on the soft tyres. As Gumba crosses the line, it goes up to P8 on the mediums on a 24-5. So so this is Red Bull just starting a lap, so let's stay with Red Bull. So current time at the moment of 25.2 from Red Bull, but if you remember, he set that on the, well, I'm sure he set that on the softs from Q1, so should get an improvement. Yeah, that's it's a dodgy one, Ghost Rider. It's a nasty curb, that exit curb, and it will, if you haven't straightened your wheel up, it will throw you over to the pit wall, and it's normally, to be fair, it's normally goodbye if it does. So Red Bull 9 tenths up then in sector 2 on the medium compound. That's heading towards 24.3, although you'd expect him to improve a bit more in the final sector. So I think we're heading up to about P6, roughly, somewhere around Frozen in P6. Comes round the hairpin and into the final corner. What sort of time are we looking at? Looking at the time now, it looks like it's going to be decent. So across the line it goes, and it's 23.5, which puts him P6. I don't know if he gets everything that well. Let's go to... Actually, let's just nip to Master Raven. He's just about to come over the line on the medium tyres. It wasn't a quick lap, so I think he's backed out of that, and then it will go again. So back to Ghost Rider then. Hambo, by the way, is now on the medium tyres. He's had to back out a lap and go again. He's just coming. He's actually just ahead of us on track, but I won't switch because we'll just end up missing both of them. So Hambo has gone up to P2 on a 22.4 on the mediums. Ghost Rider on the softs comes across on a 22.8 and goes P5. I said low to get through this session. You're going to need a low 23. That was Dark Mark. Has he done that in the pits? I think he has. Sector 2 and 3 yellows as well. That was just AlphaTauri getting out of the way of Master Raven. I think that's who we should go with next. So Master Raven then. Let's see what... Oh, and Master Raven's dropped it. And into the wall. And he's lost his front wing and wheel. His right front. That would be the end of qualifying for Master Raven. We've also lost Demon. I hadn't noticed that. My apologies, Demon. I'd not seen that. But we've lost Demon as well. Dark Lord's lap may have been affected there. He's just about to come across the line, and he only moves up to 12. His lap may have been affected by Raven's crash. Saw a couple of cars have to sort of dodge out the way, and he did look like it was one of them. Let's go to... Oh, I expect Ghost Rider's bound to be coming into the pits, isn't he? So he is indeed. Gazelle will be doing the same. Frozen. Frozen, or is Dark Lord? Yeah, Dark Lord's a bit further around, so let's go with Dark Lord. He's quarter of a second up in the first sector. We'll put him on around about a 24 flat. That's the end of sector 2 now. He's a 10th up now. So this is the final attempt. Time at the moment that he needs to beat is a 24.2, which is what he's on. So if we can hold this hold this gain, he might just scrape it. So he goes 23.5 in fact, and goes flying up to P6. Good end to the lap there, Dark Lord. That will see him through. It puts Will into trouble, who's on an out lap. Big D. Bajala's behind Big D, so stick with Big D then. Who's just coming out of the final corner now. He was 6 tenths up in sector 2. And he comes across the line to a 22.8. That puts him up to P7 and I believe safe. Bajala into the last part of the track. Didn't get a split time to see how he was doing. So at the moment he needs to beat 23.5. Heading for the line now, it's going to be tight. It's 23.564. That puts him just ahead of Red Bull, so Red Bull is out. Will is on a lap. And it's going to be close, so Bajala may not get through yet. It's going to be tenterhooks for the last part of Will's lap. Can the Alpine knock out the Williams as he comes into the final 2 corners? Heads down, I think he is by the time when he come out. I think he's going to cross this line now. It's a 23.2. He goes P8, which knocks Bajala down to P11. So that is the end of Q2. And so in the end, Bajala not quite able to get into Q3 for the 3rd time in 4 races, but he's got the 2nd pole position, shall we say. Picks up P11, can start on the better compound as well. I believe in the top 10, I think only Hambo is qualified on the mediums. I can confirm that on the results screen in a second, but I believe only Hambo has actually done his best time on the mediums. Just waiting for Dark Lord's car. There we go. So, just to confirm, so yes, Hambo was the only one who set his fastest time on the medium tyres in the top 10. So everybody else has gone softs. Unfortunately, we're going to lose Gazelle, Roadkill, Rapid Bajala, Red Bull, Goomba, Raven and Demon from Q2. Which means we'll only have 9 in Q3. Those 9 will be Dark Lord, so the 2 Alpines in fact, Dark Lord and Will, Big D and Hambo, the 2 Red Bulls. 1 Ferrari of Ghost Rider, 1 Haas of Frozen, 2 Aston Martins, which are Spreader and Clem, and 1 AlphaTauri, which is Dark Mark, doing well into Q3 as well. Let's just get the instance up, don't scroll down on this lot. Excellent. So there we have it. So then guys, it's time to pick. I'm not just going to say who do you think is going to be pole, because I think everybody would just pick Hambo. I'm going to ask you, what do you think the top 3 is going to be? I think my prediction personally would have to be Hambo, Spreader, in fact I think that it's the 3 guys that are top 3 now I'm going to go for, so but I'm going to just with Hambo P1, Spreader P2 and Dark Mark P3 again. Well, you have to say P3 down to P7 there. We're mighty close. Just seems to be stuck on this screen, which is usually because somebody's forgotten they're going to need to press the button after Q2 if they're already out. Whoever you are. So, any predictions, guys, for your top 3? Let's have it. See what you think. As we just got to wait a moment, guys, I'm just going to fill my coffee cup up a second. I'll be back with you in just a moment. Right, I'm back. Oh look, the countdown's happened. Fantastic. So we're going to get on to what should be a top 10 shootout, but it's going to be a top 9 instead. Just see... I believe it's Master Raven that was spinning, but we've got the countdown going on now anyway, guys, so let's not worry. So... Come on, you all been a bit shy on the predictions? Or am I not just getting your comments coming through? So Aaron's feeling like a podium for Dark Mark. I definitely wouldn't bet against that. What about your top 3 for qualifying though, Aaron? That's the predictions I want at the moment. Who do you think would be top 3? Correct order, 1, 2, 3. So, quite a few getting out early. Let's find the first one. Who was first? It's doing it again. It's Dark Lord, but it won't let me select him for some silly reason. Oh well, let's go to whoever's second then. Dark Mark was second, so let's ride with Dark Mark. So, Aaron's going for spread, Dark Mark, Hambo. I think that's... It's the same 3 drivers, but as I said, but in a different order. So I've definitely gone for Hambo P1, because I think you're going to see him stick in a 1 minute 20 point something. I'm going to predict that Hambo is going to set a 1 minute 20.6 for pole position. Let's see if it let me select Dark Lord now. There we go. Well, now lets me select Dark Lord, but he's not first on track anymore. Who is? Was that Hambo? Yeah. Hambo's overtaken all of them. Decided to go first. So then, let's see what Hambo does on his first lap. Maybe an element of safety around this first one before we see the real lap come out on the second attempt. Maybe. Let's see. Using every bit of curb and every bit of track. Look, absolutely on the yellow line going through around there. On the yellow line on entry. Uses every bit of track to make the entry to corners as wide as as wide as possible, which means normally you can get on the power quicker out the corners. That's why he's so quick as Hambo, and also because he's so smooth on the steering input, it's unreal. Comes into the final corner then. Out to the final corner, what's our target going to be? It's a 1 minute 21.5. Dark Lord has invalidated his lap. 3 drivers really close to each other here. So Big D comes across the line. He goes 1 minute 23 flat. Who was the... Oh, somebody's lost it then. I think it was Dark Mark. Frozen over the line. It was indeed Dark Mark. Had lost it at the final corner. And spun it back round, so he's going to end up just getting the 1 attempt, I expect. Might still be able to get 2 in. Next over the line is going to be an Aston Martin. Well, it's Master Spread, but he's invalidated. So let's go to Ghost Rider, who's behind him. No, I'm not having a cheeky split. I don't do splits, mate. It's just a normal cigarette. So, guys, Ghost Rider through the final corner then, over the line. His first lap amounts to a 1 minute 41.6. I didn't even notice he was going slow. He looks the same going slow as he does going fast. As Ghost Rider. Dark Lord then, on his second attempt here, he's going to go across the line. That's a 23.4. Puts him P4 for the moment. This is Will. He goes P2, 22.7. There's a Haas going into the pit. Start marking into the pit as well. Who was the other one? Was that? Oh, Clem, that was. He goes P2 on a 22.3. So, only Spreader didn't get any sort of lap on the board. But Dark Mark and Ghost Rider not proper laps. Let's go Ghost Rider, just in case he's having another go at it. I ain't got the lap time thing out. No wonder I'm thinking, what's the lap time? There we go. Ghost Rider. Clearly on a better lap this time. Look at the time as he's approaching in the final corner. So, over the line he comes. It's a 23 flat, which is good enough at the moment for P5. This could be an interesting second run. Don't think, as it stands right now, Hambo hasn't put it out of reach of any of the other drivers. I mean, he's done a time that will see him very high on the grid, but he's not put it completely out of reach. So he's already on an out lap again. So is this Clem going again? No, he's invalidated in a way, so it can't be. Spreader back on an out lap. Going out early, which suggests to me maybe carrying a little bit extra fuel, just in case he invalidates the first attempt. He can do a cool down lap and go again. So, sorry, watching Spreader. I'm assuming Ghost Rider's not going again. I'm assuming he's coming into pits. Yeah, he is into the pits. Alright then, so let's go to Master Spread then. So, coming up to the end of Sector 1, 27.0. Which I believe is pretty respectable. Around 49.1 in Sector 2. Which again, I believe is a respectable time. I don't know if it's going to challenge Hambo, but it's certainly quick. I will change straight to Hambo after Spreader's crossed the line, because Hambo's next on track in a way. So, Spreader comes through the final corner. Sort of time, can he get as close to Hambo as possible? It's a 22.1, which does put him P2 for the moment. Now then, Hambo is half a tenth up in the second sector. Crosses the line and it's a 1:21.6. He actually doesn't improve. Oh, actually, did I just see a little bit of rain? There's drops of rain on the track. So that could effectively be the end of qualifying. Clem is finished with qualifying, but is currently sat in P3 nicely on a 22.3. sorry, I think Big D's just... Oh no, he's invalidated. And then there's an AlphaTauri. Is that Dark Mark? It is, but he looks like he's going slow. Oh no, he doesn't, actually. Comes out the final corner. He's heading 122 something. So 122.4. That puts him P4. Which means I'm going to be one out of my prediction, I believe. Big D. Let's see a sector 1 split, because say there is some raindrops. Rain is dropping on track. It's extremely light, so it may not be affecting the laps yet. In fact, Big D is not far off 2 temps up. Clearly see the rain now on that camera angle. And that's the end of sector 2 now. 49.5, which is just over a tenth up. That would just see him gain the 1 position over Ghost Rider. Oh, but he's off and hits the wall, and the Red Bull is round. Ooh. Oh, Big D was on target to improve, but the rain was coming down a bit harder all the time, which I think is probably the reason he spun. I think it's also the reason we're not going to see any more improvements. Big D doesn't look like he's got damage, so is he? No, he's going to go into the pits, okay. Thought he might go for another run, but I think we've got our grid. So I'm 1 out on my prediction. It's Hambo followed by Spreader, as I predicted. But Clem takes P3 with a brilliant 22.3. Well done, Clem. Dark Mark in P4 in the end. Frozen in the Haas takes P5. Will is P6. Ghost Rider 7. Big D 8. Dark Lord then will start P9. Congratulations, Hambo, on, let's be honest, a pretty easy pole position tonight. The other race has been much closer than that, but Hambo clearly a bit of a master around here. Even if you did disappoint me a little bit on the time, I thought you would go for at least into the high 120s. Maybe I expect too much of my master. Anyway, there's confirmation. So we've got Red Bull leading the 2 Aston Martins. So Clem right up there next to his teammate. Dark Mark is in the AlphaTauri, will fill out the 2nd row. Haas on row 3 of the grid, exceptional. Also Alpine, Ferrari in P7 alongside the other Red Bull of Big D, with the other Alpine in P9, so Alpine in a very nice qualifying as well. But, that concludes our qualifying then, guys. We've got to, as always, we will be taking a little break. What is it now? It's 9:31, so I'm guessing we'll be going somewhere around 35-ish. Yep. Well done, Will. Yeah, he is quick around here, isn't he? Okay, guys, so I'm just going to nip us onto the break screen, and we will be back for the race. I'm hoping while they're doing a formation lap, I should be able to show you the standings to give you an idea of who we're looking at, who's battling for championships, which constructors are close to each other, etc. But for now, as I say, I'll just pop you onto the break screen, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay guys, I thought I'd come back a little bit early rather than waiting for the formation lap. Let's have a little gander at the tables now. Just bear with me because although you should now be able to see them on your screen, I can't see them myself. Oh, come on, phone. It's PRF1. Oh, would you believe it? Well, I was going to talk you through the stand-ins, but I seem to have completely lost PRF1 on my Facebook. Which I need to be able to get onto in order to see the stand-ins myself. Nope, it's definitely not there. Right, let's shut it down. Ah, there it is. I've got it. It's reappeared. Fantastic. Right, okay. Well, you've probably read them all about 20 times by now, but let's do it anyway. So, at the moment then, as you can see, we've got Hambo currently leading the championship. He's only just taken the lead of the championship, and he's on 252 points, followed by Master Spread on 243. So quite a big gap to P3, but there's a good fight on for P3 as well. Dark Mark currently occupying that position on 121, but as you can see, on 93, 92 and 91 points are Big D, Gazelle Roadkill and PRF1 Clem. So that P3 in the championship is completely open at the moment. Should make it interesting. Pajala up into P10 now is one to look out for. He's been doing very well recently. That's that. Let's see if we could take a look at constructors. Taking a little bit longer to ready up than I expected. Quite sure what's going on. Yes, I know it's broadcasting on Twitch. So we've got the constructor stand-ins, which also make for good reading. So as you can see at the moment, it's actually Aston Martin leading the way over Red Bull. So 324 for Aston Martin, 315 for Red Bull. So absolutely massive fight on for the Constructors' Championship. Again, like in the drivers, there's a massive fight for P3 going on as well between 199 for AlphaTauri, who've clearly got a decent lead over Mercedes, and P4, who are on 143. But one good result for Mercedes could completely change that around. And then Mercedes have 129 behind them, 128 are Williams and McLaren. So and even looking down at the bottom three constructors, 68, 67 and 57 for Alpine, Haas and Ferrari. And Alpine have had a fantastic qualifying today. So again, there's fights going on all through the field, which is great to see. And exactly what we want. And should make for some great racing through the field as well. So you guys just starting the formation lap. Just getting you back over to the game feed now. Problem is, guys, I use Lightstream and I use my phone to tell it what to do, and every time you change the screen, you've got to refresh it on your phone every time, Sometimes it's a bit of a pain. But anyway, you should be back on the game screen now. So off we go. Nobody disqualified, which is always nice to see from the formation lap. Let's get the telemetry on. We don't need the lap delta for this. Let's take a quick look at the tyres while they're going around the formation lap. So as we knew, Hambo was the only one in the top 10 to qualify on mediums. I've got to say he's got a distinct advantage having done that, but a wrongly timed safety car could sort of spoil that for him a little bit. And so Hambo's predicted stop strategy is a medium to hard, stopping between lap 13 and 17. Not sure about that. Hambo does like the hards, actually. He does like to use hard tyres, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him switch to medium to hard. But other than that, Pajala in that second pole position in 11th place has opted for the mediums. Red Bull though in P12 has gone for softs, and Gumba and Raven both go for the mediums. 4 drivers though opting for the hard tyres for their first stints are Demon, Raratron, Noodleneck and Fatal Defiance. So if that strategy pays off, we don't see the safety cars, they could come into things for high scoring points later in the race. But let's be honest, we are at Australia. It is a track on multiplayer racing that is renowned for safety cars. Can be a bit of a rep fest. Let's hope we don't see that tonight, but it can be like that. I'm not saying drivers doing it to each other, it's mostly people do it to themselves. There's a lot of nasty curbs, shall we say, around this track. So, I'm back, says Aaron. Hey Aaron. So, just before the lights come on, good luck to all the drivers involved. For anybody watching out there that may be new to our PRF1, we follow the point scoring of the real life F1 as the 5 lights are on. It's quite a long pause and it's finally out. Let's just see if we can get a better view. It looks like Hambo's a bit slow off the line. He's dropped down to P5, P6. The guys on the soft tyres have absolutely launched. So Hambo finds himself down to P6. Dark Mark has taken the lead in the AlphaTauri. What a start from him. Master Spread remains P2 with his teammate right on the back of him. So I don't think there was any contact between the front lot there. I think that was just Hambo was a bit slow off the line. As Lennon gets ahead of Q-Ball at the back. Oh, and Q-Ball looks like he's falling back quite quickly, so I think Q-Ball's picked up some damage. But other than that, it looked like a clean getaway. Didn't see anybody going off track or anything like that. But Dark Mark, in the lead of the race, has basically pulled out a second gap. But now Spreader's done the same pretty much to his teammate. So he's not under the pressure he was. I did see in the chat, Aston Martin, Clemson, and the Spreader, no team orders. I'm intending to win this race, basically. That's what he was saying. But at the moment, Dark Mark pulling out a handy lead, and he's not using a particularly large amount of energy to do it. He's using around about 10% less than Master Spread so far. As Q-Ball is out of the race, Gazelle into the pits first lap. I'm not sure what happened to Q-Ball, whether he retired on track or... Oh, and we've lost Big D! One of the Red Bulls is out. And there's an Alfa Romeo round. Master Raven is round. I think... if we go there, you should be able to see that that's where Big D's lost it as well. Nasty place early in the race. There, we've got a virtual safety car to give the Stewards a chance to clear the track. But we've lost Big D and we've lost Cue Ball earlier on in this Australian race. Very difficult track. It's that right-hander as well. You go through a full qualifying session, you're basically taking it flat out. And then all of a sudden in the race you've got loads of fuel on board and it's really difficult to take that flat out in the race, early doors. So we are going again in a way. Virtual safety car is in. So we resume. Fatal Defiance has gained a place over Lennon on the restarts. So let's just bring up the position changes. Who's the big gainers? Well, the highest gain is 4, but there's loads of them. 5 drivers. 6 drivers, all gained 4 places. The biggest loser that's still going is Gazelle. Obviously had to pit the first lap, so makes complete sense. So, interesting as we lose Noodle Neck. You see him, is it the same corner? It is the same corner, the right-hander again. And again we have a virtual safety car. Gazelle will be thinking, oh for goodness sake, give me a full safety car so I can get back up to the pack. But, again, refusing that at the moment. Virtual safety cars only. You kind of expect this in Australia. Big D got damage from an Alpine, not his fault, and lost it. I see. On that turn as well, buddy. It was a horrible turn, that one. Start of the race. As DRS is enabled and the virtual safety car ends. Master Spread seems to have gained a bit of time under that virtual safety car. So, staying a bit closer to his delta limit, Mark was. We may have a battle for the lead. The top 3 are mighty close. Just looking down the order. Just going to nip down to Red Bull. He's right on the a bit of contact. Right. Oh, that's a risky place to try and go side by side. Great battle going on. That's Demon. Just wondering if he's going to be able to pick up any leftovers. We're going to come into DRS zone after the S. Oh, they're going side by side in the S. Oh, they do it nicely though. That's a fine overtake from Red Bull. And he still gets the DRS as well to try and create a gap. Surely Demon is going to make the move on Goomba as well. Under DRS, so Raven first to pick up a penalty, picks up 3 seconds. And that battling has enabled Rapid Pajala to catch up into the back as well. Oh, that's an Alpine. That's Dark Lord. Has had a moment. Just want to double check. Yeah, definitely Slinger. Okay. Sorry, I was just worrying that I went Slinger Piracy because it chucked me out when the first one I went in, it chucked me out of for some reason. So it didn't tell me. Anyway, Gazelle has taken 7 seconds out of his deficit since the virtual safety car, so he's catching up to the back again as it stands at the moment pretty quickly. You feel it's probably just a matter of time. Master Spread has stopped using energy now, and Dark Mark is going to have to keep using it because of the various DRS zones, 3 DRS zones around this track. The best for overtaking is probably still the pit straight, but or possibly the second one actually. Whatever, all 3 are pretty decent for overtaking around here. So here is the pit straight DRS zone. Let's ride on board with Master Spread and see sort of inroads he's making. But at the moment, you see, it's not having that big effect. But Dark Mark's got plenty of energy still. Man, he might get a chance here. Oh, we're late on the brakes. I think there's a bit of contact, but very minimal. I don't think anybody could be really blamed for that. Master Spread was very late on the brakes, but did make the corner, and he was on the outside anyway. But good racing, I think. Just hard racing. Down the order, we've got a potential overtake coming up. A bit further down. But low to leave this battle at the moment. It's really tight between these three. But I am going to. Let's go to Ghost Rider then in the Ferrari, who's right on the back of Will. Oh, Clem picks up 3 seconds. Could hurt his chances later in the race. Now, interestingly, at the moment, Hambo is back up to P4, but he's basically 4 seconds off of Clem. But the soft tyres at the moment will still be the favourable tyre. It's going to be later on in the race where Hambo's going to be able to really fight back. I don't know if Ghost Rider's close enough there. It's about closing the gap up and then getting a chance into the hairpin. Can he get a decent X? Yeah, he looks like he's a bit far back from me. As we got a virtual safety car again. Who for this time? Can't see anything obvious. Dark Lord's in pits and he is getting a new wing, so maybe it was Dark Lord. I'm not sure. It's going to get going again in a second with Master Spread just 4 attempts off a Dark Mark. So Will and Ghost Rider remains another close battle on track. We've also got Goomba very close to the back of Rabatron. VSC still out, so we can't see any overtaking yet. So, when's it going to come in? Is this much longer than the previous two? None of the front three taking a risk of pitting under the VSC. Probably because, like me, they probably think it's got to come to an end pretty soon. Oh, Will decides to pit under it, but he's picked up 5 seconds speeding in the pit lane. Oh, Will. DRS back enabled, virtual safety car in. We stick with his front three battle. So not only did Will pick up a 5 second, the VSC ended almost immediately after he entered the pits as well. So he didn't really get the advantage. So, as you can see, the VSC though has allowed Dark Mark to replenish all that energy. All that work Master Spread had done to make Dark Mark use his energy up. It's been undone. He's got to do it all again. So, just looking down the order now, we do have another battle. I'm just going to go down to, we've got Ravatron on the back of Pajala. Ravatron, remember, started on the hards, so his best time's likely to come later on in the race, but it's the work that he does now that has set him up for that. And Jala on the mediums that he started the race on, so yeah, to be honest, the hards are probably feeling just about as good as those mediums right now. So close to the back. Is he going to be able to... Oh, come on, Cody, you should do better than that. I have a tiny bit of contact. Oh, that contact's going to make Raratron slow down though. Approach the hairpin, so in the end, on this occasion, not able to get on. So we got a battle for the front three. We got a three-car battle here as well. I can see there's some other drivers getting close to the guys in front of them. Lennon's on the back of Fatal Defiance a bit further down as well. Oh, he's just picked up 3 seconds out. Being treated to some great racing. I've got to go to Master Spread. And Dark Mark, Master Spread makes a move and takes the lead of the race. But Dark Mark's right on the back of him and they're about to pick up DRS again. And is that Hambo behind? That is Hambo, has closed the gap right down. So there's proof, if you needed any, that those medium tyres are now the better tyre over the softs. As Hambo sets the fastest lap of the race, what the man can do once he gets some clean air. But Dark Mark not able to do anything about Master Spread. We've got a yellow in sector 3. It's already cleared, so I'm not going to try and switch. And now Master Spread looks like he's starting to pull out a bit of a gap. So, as always, it was difficult for Master Spread to get through, but now he is through. He's showing that he's pretty quick, and he'd be very glad to have those 2 cars between him and Hambo. Although on completely different strategies, of course. I'm expecting it to pretty much be a soft to medium strategy from the top 3. Hambo, I'm genuinely not sure about Hambo, because he may push the mediums out and go to softs and be quick at the end, but he is partial to a hard tyre run, so I'm not 100% convinced that's what he'll do. As that was Spreader. Spreader's first to pit. So finally gets the lead of the race, and now he's pitting for some sort of undercut. We've got Raratron. He's still on the back of Pajala. Just looking at Master Spread, he's still in the pits. He could come out right on the back of this. I think he's going to get out ahead. It's quick. That is him coming out the pits now. Probably put Raratron off of any attempts of making a move there. So I think that was massively important that Master Spread's gotten out ahead there. Raratron does make the move this time. Takes the inside. Still side by side. But the move is done nicely. Good racing from the guys, and Raratron takes that position up to P9 now. So then, Master Spread has about 2.4 seconds of free track. Now, I just want to change the gap to leader. So at the moment, he's 21.7 behind our leaders. We're just coming around to the pit now. Dark Mark continues the second Aston, so Clem follows his teammate the lap after and pits. It's certainly seeming like it's a strategy. I just want to check because I wasn't sure. Master Spread did go to the hards. So now we are going to see Hambo all over the back of Dark Mark. Spread's in the pit, and that's a Ferrari. That was Lennon round. He's out, and safety car is out. I was just going to say, Spreader's back in the pit. But whether that's because he noticed the safety car quicker than me, I thought he's got to switch to mediums now. I don't know. But that's a disaster for Spreader. He's had to pit again. And he had a gap on track, so I can't imagine he's picked up damage. But wow, is this playing into... Well, in terms of championship, this is playing massively into Hambo's hands now. And Dark Mark, who's leading the way for that P3, remember, in the championship as well. Just looking at Spreader now, he's... Where is he? He's P13, 46.5 seconds off the lead. So I'd be amazed if you didn't see both of these come in now. You have to, don't they? Yep. So you've got to predict then that Dark Mark's going to go to mediums, Hambo's going to switch to hards. Pretty confident that's what they're going to do. So, no, okay, I was completely wrong. Hambo switched to softs. And Dark Mark does switch to mediums. Well, that's interesting from Hambo. Not even entertaining the idea that we're potentially going to the end. I can't... Sure, well... I don't know. It's... Just thinking, let's say the safety car's out for another 2 laps yet. We could potentially end up going lap 16 by the time everybody's caught up. Which would mean 14 laps on a set of softs, not impossible. They won't be feeling particularly good come the end of the stint, but I suppose that depends what sort of gap. If Hambo can get the lead, what sort of gap he ends up with. Now, Demon and Clem have gotten in between Dark Mark and Hambo. So, Clem we nose pitted is... Yeah, Demon hasn't pitted. So, oh okay, so Demon was one of our hard tyre starters. Still thought he would have pitted under the safety car though, because he could have gone to mediums to the end. But maybe just decided that he wanted to opt for track position, because it's not the easiest track to overtake. Not the hardest by any means either, but certainly not the easiest. So, right, well, I don't know if Hambo's going to the end is the honest truth. I don't know, I can't be certain. I assume he will have to, really, if we don't get any other safety cars, but if we do get a safety car, obviously he'll come in for mediums. Or another set of softs, obviously. Ghost Rider definitely going to the end, as is Red Bull, both on hard tyres. Spread's going to the end. There are some guys in between, so Pajala and Master Raven have opted to stay out 5th and 6th on the 12-lap-old mediums. So it shouldn't be too long until we see them pit. All the guys sort of down towards the back I think are going to the end. Again, the soft tyre guys I'm not 100% sure on. Safety car staying out one more time. Let's take a quick look at the penalties so far. Oh, Clem, he's got 8 seconds. 3 seconds for Master Raven. 5 for Will. Red Bull also got 8. Dark Lord and Gazelle Roadkill in P15 and 16 both have 3. Most of the field still penalty free though, which is good going at this stage. Basically halfway through now. I mean, what we do know is that Hambo's going to be mighty quick on these tops to start with. What you wouldn't have predicted, considering he came into the pits directly after Dark Mark. There's no way Hambo would have thought they're going to end up with two cars stuck between them. Maybe one, because he knew Clem had pitted. But, so maybe one, but he definitely wouldn't have thought that they're going to end up with 2 between them. Not sure about weather. I think it's going to be dry throughout. The fact that everybody... Okay, some have gone softs, but the fact that the vast majority of the field's gone now to mediums or hards to go to the end tells me it's probably going to remain dry throughout. But always said there's no better view in F1 than when you're looking down the pack a bit and you just see under the safety car and everybody's doing that swerving about wiggly thing to heat their tyres up. I love that view. And the safety car is coming in, so let's go on board with Demon and watch. Well, Dark Mark is completely unawares. Is Clem going to catch him? He's not. So Dark Mark catches Demon completely unready for a restart. Let's get it back off with leader, sorry, and get back to interval. There we go. Obviously, everybody very close at the moment, but Demon, obviously on those hard tyres that he started the race on, is gonna be under attack from everywhere, really. Gaps been created to 5th place. That's Master Raven, who's also on hards, or sorry, no, on mediums that he started the race on. At the moment, Dark Mark will be absolutely loving this. Fortunately for Demon, Clem gets past, but Hambo's next. Can he hold Hambo up at all? Spreader needs him to. He's got to try and make his way back through the field, and Hambo can't get him there. It's one of the sights in racing it is impressive, really. You've got Hambo on absolute fresh softs, the same with Clem on his fresh mediums, behind a car that's on very worn hard tyres, and they're not even coming close to touching up. You know, there's no faults that you know they're not going to touch the back of the car, despite the fact that he's definitely going to be braking earlier than they need to. Here's the move then. Hambo's going to look around the outside into the hairpin. They're side by side. Hambo won't give this up because he knows he can take the inside here and better traction. They remain side by side. That's absolutely brilliant racing. Hambo does take the position and is back up to P3. Brilliant, brilliant racing, guys. Fantastic. So what's interesting now, we've got Raratron picks up 3 seconds. So Demon now then P4, he's obviously going to fall off the back of these guys relatively quickly. But Master Raven and Pajala behind him are still on their old tyres that they started the race on. So, oh, Hambo picks up a penalty, 3 seconds. So, I'm just going to switch us down now to Master Spread, who's on the back of the McLaren of Red Bull. Go side by side. But no room there for Master Spread to make a move. Is it the next lap that DRS gets enabled? Yep, DRS enabled, so won't get it here, of course, Master Spread, but he'll get it on the next part in the lead up to next corner. But what we're getting now is a train occurring behind the guys that have opted to stay out on their starting tyres. Red Bull! Didn't quite manage to get to him in time. That was him there. Red Bull has had a moment. Out of the first corner. Hambo now right on the back of Clem. This is those soft tyres up against the medium tyres. Obviously the soft tyres are a huge advantage at the moment. That will turn around later in the race, but for the moment they've got a gigantic advantage. So, and Master Raven picks up 3 seconds. So I don't want to keep the penalties up all the time. Let's turn the details off for now. Open the screen up a bit. Heard a little screech of the tyre there, a little lock up. So here we go then, surely with DRS. Can he get it into turn 1? I think he's going to. Negotiated facts yet. He's got his car ahead into turn 1. So Hambo takes P2 and we go down to Pajala and Will. Bajala has to take... Well, look at Master Spread there. I don't think the guys are contact, but they attempted to overtake, and Bajala... Oh, that's Will off track. Was there damage? I think I saw an end plate come off. It did. He's lost his right end plate on his front wing. He's going to have to pit, like Red Bull is right now. Sorry, let me see if I can find. But what a move that was from Master Spread to gain 2 places. He's back up to P6 already. And hunting down now Master Raven, who's got a pit in away. I would think will be pretty soon. Now, onto the back of Bajala is Ghost Rider, Frozen, and Rara, and Gazelle, and Fate of Defiance. The proper train coming up, but I think as entertaining as this is, that Hambo is on the back of Dark Mark, so I'm going to have to move in a second, as that's for the lead of the race. Hambo sets the fastest lap of the race, so I'm going to have to move to that now, guys, in case Hambo makes a move into the hairpin. Bearing down, didn't look like he was likely to be close enough, so no, not this lap. Obviously, Dark Mark would love to keep him behind for as long as possible. At the moment, you feel if Hambo could get past, then he could disappear down the road a bit. But well, those tyres are fresh. But if Dark Mark can keep him behind for sort of, I don't know, maybe another 4 laps, do you reckon? Then it might start turning around tyre-wise. Hey, Greta! Didn't realise you was with us, buddy. Great move, wasn't it? I assume we're talking about the spreader one. Hambo making a move. Oh, he's got it done way before the braking zone even. So into the lead then goes Hambo. What sort of lead can he build up is the big question now. Meanwhile, Bajala's still holding everybody up on his worn tyres. There's going to be a lot of people. Dark Mark's into the pits. Wow, okay. Did he pick up some damage somewhere that we didn't see? Did I miss that? Yeah, off comes the front wing. He had picked up damage. I didn't see him. He must have hit a wall. They definitely didn't have damage between the two of them, so he must have damaged out on a wall somewhere. Wow, that changes things all again, doesn't it? So, well, Master Raven from outside. No, he's still not pitted, Master Raven, has he? No. So, Master Spread all of a sudden looking great for a podium again. It's just whether later in the race, if he can stay penalty free and get the gap down to Hambo when his tyres become the better tyre, it's going to be the big question. Let's go then to Bajala, Frozen, and Ghost Rider, and everybody else is in this giant line of cars that are stuck behind Bajala. Fair play to Bajala. He opted to start on a harder compound. He's taken them as far as possible, and he's also going to switch to the softs and be quick at the end. He's done a very good stint as the hash runs wide of Frozen. I think I was well trying to get past Bajala. Ghost Rider's dropping down a bit now, so Rara is now on the back of his teammate. He's ahead of Ghost Rider. Demon into the pits. Hey Mario, thanks for joining, mate. Nice to see you. One of my subscribers is on. Cheers for joining. I hope you're well. So Ghost Rider picks up a 3 seconds, so let's just change this a bit then. It's a lovely camera that, but I can't really see anything. It's really, so we've got Gazelle now. So Frozen has gotten ahead of Bajala. he's now into P5 and can start trying to get up the road a bit from this battle. Gazelle's on the back of him. What's happened to Rara then? He suddenly dropped to P11. As you can see, a proper train going on. It's fantastic, really. As Spreader gets ahead of Master Raven and takes P3 on track. Master Raven yet the pit, of course. Just trying to look to see where they are on track. So they're just coming up to the start-finish line. So yeah, at the moment, Master Raven will fall behind all this. So unbelievably, Pajala still picks up DRS. It's going to make the move very difficult for Gazelle. Oh, we overshot to the Aram, thank you. Completely missed that. It's going to be the last of the late breakers. And it looks to me like Gazelle's got that done. Nice move, Gazelle. He moves into P6. And next up... Next in line for Pajala is Fatal Defiance. Pajala knows he's got a pit, right? He knows he can't take a set of hires from the start to the end. I can only assume he's waiting to see if there's a safety car, and Pajala's out! Oh no! How's he lost it there? Was there some contact? Because that's a very unusual place to lose it yourself. I wasn't looking at my screen, I was looking at my phone to see if there was a comment. At the moment, no safety car. I'm sure it would be out already if there was going to be one. Ah, Pajala, unlucky man. You were doing really well to take those tyres so far. And Raven is into the pits, probably hoping for a safety car when he goes in, but it's not going to happen, my friend. So, ridiculously considering what it was like earlier in the race, the top four are now completely spread out. Let's go to Gumbo, who's right on the back of Fatal Defiance, so we still got a train going on from Frozen. Well, it's from Frozen in P4 down to, really, Dark Lord in P10. This game when it's being played like this, it's absolutely brilliant. Great entertainment, and just love it. Absolutely love it. Let's go to Gazelle because he's probably the most likely for an overtake, considering he's in DRS. There's the car in front who hasn't got DRS. So where did Master Raven come out? He came out P12. Still on softs to the end. He's not got very many laps. That's the problem. He's 6.7 down on Dark Mark. Let's do anything. Is there something going on behind? Saw the Mercedes look out. Take a look on the McLaren, but not able to do anything. I think that's going to be the case here as well. Yeah. So they're all going to do another lap. Or at least to the next... yeah, Fatal Defiance and the McLaren is falling off the back of these two. So he's now under big pressure from Gumba as well. He's having a good race, by the way, today, Gumba. And Fatal Defiance is. They both are. Red Bull. Puts it 3 seconds, down at the back at the moment, close to the back of Will, but Will penalty free. Is there a chance down into this corner? He moves to the inside, but not close enough. Let's go to the other two. No, same scenario there. Not close enough. So, let's just there, because it's not close enough here, so he just needs to use this DRS just to get up to the back of the Haas, then be confident under braking to stay close. But again, he's not going to be close enough, is he, to make a move. He thinks about it, but he's just a bit too far back. Just check the other two. Gumbo actually runs a bit wide. He might come under threat himself here from Rara. Just go to these two. They're mighty close. And guys, they're racing, but obviously Gumbo's attentions have to turn to defending. Rara has a look at the inside. Just gives Fatal Defiance a bit of breathing space for a moment. Good job from these guys there. Oh, Rara's having a look now. Oh no, Gumbo! Gumbo's dead. Oh, and that is a safety car. That is no real shock. And Hambo is going to be smacking the steering wheel with his hand, because Master Spread is going to get pulled right up to the back of him, penalty free. Hambo is going to be fuming about that, but I can't put any blame on Gumbo there. It all happened a bit too quick for me to sort of, well, I wouldn't want to put any blame in a way, that's the steward's job, but the truth here, it all happened too quick, really, if I'm honest, for me to see. People taking the option to pit for fresh softs throughout the field. Not one of those drivers thinking I'll take the track position. I'm surprised at Master Raven. I'm surprised Raven pitted in the Alfa Romeo. He didn't pit that long ago, and he could have picked up quite a few positions there by staying out. What Raven doesn't know, like, he knows he's got a penalty. What he doesn't know is that there's... He'll know Dark Lord's got a penalty, he probably knows Ravatron's got a penalty, but what he doesn't know is Ghost Rider and Dark Mark in P6 and P7 have penalties as well, even Gazelle in P5. So Hambo pits, Clem pits, Spreader pits, Frozen. Put your foot down, buddy, if you're allowed. He's going to pit. I'd have been tempted to give it a go and stay out, because there's going to be no more DRS. Oh, and he pit. Oh no, Frozen. He's picked up 5 seconds. Ah, he's kicking himself. So who's benefited then? Ghost Rider up to P4. Benefits. Spreader drops to 5th. He's just put an extra 2 cars between him and Hambo. So if he doesn't get the win over Hambo and watches this back later, I think he might kick himself a bit. Let's just take a look at the penalties. I haven't seen Hambo's name come up again, so I think he's still got 3 seconds. He has. So in fact, all 4 drivers ahead of Spreader have 3 seconds. I do think Spreader should have stayed out then, but it's all well and good watching like we are in the broadcast cam. It's a completely different thing down there in the cockpit. The safety car will come in this lap, so people have to be aware of that. They need to get their move on, because the safety car will not go past lap 27. Yeah, I agree, Greza. Spreader should have stayed out. No DRS around. It was really, it's difficult to overtake with the DRS, let alone without it. But not only would Hambo have had to have overtaken, he'd have to get a 3 seconds up the road as well in just 2 laps. So I think, well, I mean, obviously if Spreader does manage to stay close enough and takes it in a way, it doesn't matter, but you just know, with a clear track, you know what Hambo's pace is going to be like over 2 laps. put it this way, I'm confident we're about to see a very fastest lap of the race from Hambo. Let's go to on board with Clem. So Hambo goes. Doesn't really catch Clem off guard, but Clem not close enough that he's going to get any sort of move done. Let's go. Oh, Clem! Clem makes a mistake. Where's Spreader? Oh my word, there's lots of stuff going on here. Ferrari and the Haas side by side. Ferrari backs out of it. I think the Ghost Rider, he was P4, wasn't he, on restart? This boring tire's not working for him. Spreader, the gap is literally 3 seconds at the moment. But Spreader does have some clear air, but obviously Hambo is as well, so Clem needs to get out of his way. He needs to move. He needs to do it now before the 3-second gap is attained. It's about 2.7 and he's not got out of the way. Oh dear. I did see in chat that Clem said there was no team orders. I mean, that's Clem obviously on the back of Dark Mark, so you can understand. Well, he's got a chance now on Dark Mark, I think. Goes to the outside of turn 1. Oh, Dark Mark has a big wobble. Is that going to give Master Spread the chance to get back past? Into the hairpin, it doesn't. And the gap to Hambo now is well over 3 seconds, about 3.5 seconds now. In fact, it's more than that, it's about 3.8, so as it stands right now, Spreader's going to jump back up to P2, so it's damage limitation, but I think, personally, I think he's thrown away a win. Oh, we've lost Demon at the end. Ah, unlucky Demon. It's a little bit of shifting about because of penalties. But I honestly do think when Spreader watches this back, he's going to kick himself a little bit. And feel he's thrown away a win. I'm just thinking, Grez, how many races we got left now? Is it 3 or after tonight? Come on, go. So I'd tell you what, Mario, he's had a great race tonight. I don't know what's happened to him to make him. I actually think he might have damage, and that's why he's dropped down the way he has after the safety car. But Hambo wins the Australian Grand Prix. Clem finishes P2, but Master Spread gets promoted up to P2. Clem P3, then Gazelle P4, Dark Mark P5. Fatal Defiance has an absolute fantastic race, picking up P6. Rara in P7, Haas P7 and P8, Frozen in P8. Will, the two Alpines in fact, Will P9, Dark Lord P10. Ghost Rider, after all that hard work he did tonight, and did very well, drove exceptionally, unfortunately drops out the points right at the death. But the way he dropped down though, I do think he probably had damage there. He picked up under the restart maybe. What a great finish to the race. But definitely some talking points there. Oh, and I forgot, I get to interview him, don't I? I can actually ask the questions. As they celebrate, I will bring them in, but I'm just going to do a quick rundown first. So, just to confirm then, Hambo wins the Australian Grand Prix, Master Spread gets promoted to second after penalties, Clem in P3. So a double podium for the Aston Martins, but the second Red Bull dropping out means a nice points haul for them over Red Bull. For the constructors, AlphaTauri, brilliant P4 and P5. Fatal Defiance, for me, our driver of the day, from 19th on the grid up to P6 finish. Brilliant from him, and the same for Rara as well, from 17th up to 7th. P8 for Frozen, Will 9th, Dark Lord 10th. takes the final point. I'm just going to scroll to the bottom. I won't read the others out, and I just want to get the race director in as well. Scroll through the incidents, just in case the stewards need them for any incidents. But now let's get the boys in. So let's get Hambo in. Master spread. There's two Astons on it. So Clem's in. Where is he? Where's Spreader? I can't find. Oh, there he is. Right, so that's all the invites sent. Just include your audio, guys, if you haven't already.
Yeah.
Okay. Just waiting on Spreader. What a race that was. Here he is. So you all there then, guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, congratulations to all three of you on the podiums. I think let's start with third place. So start with Clem. For you, mate, you were there or thereabouts throughout the race. Congratulations on the podium. How was the race for yourself?
It was alright, it was boring really. Just following people along. Keep my cap. It's like 5 seconds down the front, mate. I think I'd have had P2.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was alright. I had a little bit of a moment on restart, but caught it. It was good.
Excellent. From the stream side of things, the race was far from boring. There was fights going on throughout the field. It was really tight. Difficult track. Did you, regard sort of pitting at the end, did you think of staying out to take the place off Rambo? Maybe go for it that way?
I needed my 5 seconds back.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Excellent. Well, congratulations on the podium, buddy.
Yes.
Good. And brilliant for Aston Martin as well. P2, P3. So brilliant points for Aston Martin over Red Bull in the constructors.
Yeah, well done, Big D.
So harsh. So Spreader, congratulations, mate. Brilliant race. I don't know. Well, first of all, from your point of view, how did the race go? What's
started off well. It was alright, just having a nice battle with Dartmouth. Very, very hard to get past him. It's a difficult track to overtake on anyway, but we put up a good fight. We eventually changed tactics up and got him on the corner. Shut up, you tit. Yeah, no, it was alright, and then I put the wrong fucking tyres on. And I had to come back through. Luckily, everyone picked up penalties though, so...
Yeah. So you actually, going to the hards, you put the wrong tyres on?
Yeah.
I thought that was the intention, because the hards aren't too bad around Australia, so
no,
yeah, I thought
I wanted the mediums.
Fair enough. I've got to put the same question to you as I did, really, to Clem. So, did you not think of staying out at the end to take the track position?
I was looking at the gap to Hambo all the way around, and it was like 19 seconds to me. So even if I stayed out, I don't think I'd have come out. He'd have come out in front of me. So I was still under Delta because obviously he was a leader. I couldn't put the foot down to catch the safety car up until somebody else caught it up, so it kept me under Delta.
Right.
I wanted to go past him, so it wasn't worth the risk. And there's only a couple of races left. I thought might as well just lose 7 points to him, try and get P2, then drop further down, try and risk it.
Fair enough.
See, now I think you fucked up. I think if you carried on, you'd have got it.
I don't think I'd have come out in front of him. I really don't. 19 seconds.
Yeah, me my 5 seconds anyway. You ended up P8.
I know, but Hambo was already fully back on the straight by the time I come into the pits. He will fucking longer. Untouchable today.
Yes.
Okay, well that brings us to the man if he's awake. That brings us to Hambo. Congratulations on the win again, buddy.
Cheers.
Go on then. What's the race like for you? Terrible start, obviously. So let's take us through that bit first.
Yeah, shit start. I warmed the tyres up to near enough 90%, 90 degrees on the fucking mediums, which was decent. And then just before the game takes control, I pressed the home button, and then when I started the race, they were down to like 73. And so then I was all over the shit for a good few laps, just trying to catch up. So yeah, that was why such a shit start.
Fair enough.
And then from then it was just trying to get back to the leaders.
Okay, and at the safety car, you pitted for softs. I literally told everybody on stream he's going to go to hards here. He stuck a set of softs on. Were you going to go to the end on those?
Yeah, I was going to go to the end. I was still pulling out near enough half a second the gap with pretty much fucked softs at that stage anyway, so
Yeah.
I would have just seen it through. I would have just ended the race on softs. But...
Fair enough.
And then that safety car at the end, I didn't have any fresh softs, so I had only used.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, regards to the championship, obviously gives you a little bit more breathing space over spreader. But obviously the opposite in the constructors as well. So still all to play for. It's going to be mighty close. I'm not sure how many races we've got left. Whether it's 3 or 4.
After this.
3 more, is it?
No, it's Brazil and Abu Dhabi left, isn't there? I'm sure that's what was left.
There. Hang on, I've got the
Three
standings
next one.
open. On the
We're ending
standings,
the game.
Finishes on the 24th, so there's 2 more. We're taking 2 of them out.
Yeah, we're taking Russia out and we're not running Austria a second time now. So
Okay.
that we can swap over to the new game.
well, after this race, we were supposed to have Brazil.
Yeah,
We've got that next week.
Okay, but and so we're doing Abu Dhabi, which means we've taken out Spain, USA, and Austria.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we're at Brazil next week. Excellent. Well, congratulations to you three. I'll just wrap up. So, as always, to the guys on the stream, thanks to all of you that tuned in and watched. The viewing's been great, and I'm sure you'll all agree it's a great race as well. Great battles going on, clean fighting. Thanks to everybody that's tuned in live. Thanks to everybody that watches the stream back, as always.